Hi, Phyllis here from southernfrugal.com. Today we're going to make some creamy butterscotch fudge. Now this is not the kind with the little itty bitty butterscotch pieces. This is going to be from scratch, so we're making it with light brown sugar. So what you'll need, 3 1/4 cups of light brown sugar and 12 ounces or 1 1/2 cups of evaporated milk. Now you don't want the fat-free, you want the just regular evaporated milk. We're going to need a little vanilla. We're going to use salt, and we're going to use 1 cup of pecans and 4 tablespoons of butter, which mine's still in the refrigerator because I want to keep it cold. All right, let's get started here. I'm going to put my burner on medium. Well, I'll start it out on medium-high. So I'm going to go ahead and put my milk in the pot. And you want a pot that's got kind of a thick bottom, not a real thick bottom, but let me show you. You want it about like that. Because we're going to have to stir this constantly because we're using the evaporated milk. All right, so 1 1/2 cups of evaporated milk. 3 1/4 cups of light brown sugar. All right, that's got it. Now, I've got out both a spoon, which I'll start out stirring this with a spoon, and then as it gets closer to being done, I'll probably have to use a straight edge spatula here just to make sure it doesn't stick. And you do have to stir this all the time. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And the rest of the ingredients, the nuts, the butter, and the vanilla, we're going to add later. All right, so I'm starting out my burner on medium-high just to get it going. Now, you want to just stir it constantly, just a slow stir. And you want to get it to the soft ball stage, which is going to be 240 degrees. And I'm going to check mine using a little bit of cold water. And I'm also going to go ahead and use a candy thermometer also to make sure that I've got it at the right temperature. I really don't need to put that in right now. We're going to wait till it boils up, and then it'll start boiling down a little bit, and then I'm going to put my candy thermometer in there. All right, so this is going to take a while. I think I'll turn my timer on because I've never timed it to see how long this stage takes. So I'm going to turn my little timer on, and we'll let you know when we come back. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, it took it about 4 minutes to come to a boil on medium-high with me just slowly stirring it. So I'm going to cut my burner down to medium now. And when you're looking at it, you can tell that the milk solids are separate from the sugar, but that'll all come back together in the end. So you want to just keep stirring it very slowly. And so it's going to boil up, and then you're going to see it go down quite a bit, and then you're going to start testing it. All right, we'll be back. Okay, I wanted to come back and just mention this. You want to make sure there are no sugar crystals around the edge there. So you don't want to be stirring it so much that some of the sugar that's not dissolved gets around the edge of it. So you just want to keep stirring it. See how it's come up a lot? Just keep stirring it. All right, we'll be back. Okay, so it has boiled for about 15 minutes now with me stirring it constantly. And now I'm not going to stir it. I'm going to let it go and just check it every once in a while and see if anything's sticking to the bottom. So it's up to 225 degrees now. So it's only got, really just about 15 more degrees to go. And then we'll check it by dropping a little drop into this little thing of cold water I've got sitting over here. Now it's not ice water, it's just cold water. So I can tell that nothing's sticking to the bottom. So I'm just going to let it be, and we probably got, if I had to guess, I'd say 10 more minutes at least of this boiling. But it'll start going down even more. All right, we'll be back. Okay, my candy thermometer says that we're at 235 degrees. So I've already checked it one time. So when it gets to this stage, you want to make sure that your burner's just a little above medium low. Don't turn it up to try to hurry it up because it will burn. And so what I'm going to do is drop some down into some just cold tap water. Let it sit there just a second and see if I can make it into a little ball. There it is. Can y'all see that? And that, you can do it over the dish rag. See? It's a little ball. You can roll it around. Alright, so now I'm going to turn the burner off. Take it off the burner. Take the little candy thermometer out. And we're going to, now do not stir it now. Once the heat starts cooling down, do not stir it. Let me say that again. Do not stir it. No matter how tempted you are, do not stir it. Drop your 4 tablespoons of butter right down in the middle. We're going to go sit this in the sink with, it's got about 2 inches of cold tap water in it. And we're going to let it cool down to lukewarm. And then we'll be back. Remember, do not stir it now. Alright, I wanted to come back and just talk to you about the pecans a minute. Now I'll go ahead and get the whole pecans like this, or you might be shelling your own, which would be even better. But you want the pecans in big chunks, and to do that, just put your fingers down below it, 2 fingers on each side of it, press it down in the middle, break it, and then mash it again, and you've got 4 pieces. So these bigger pieces work better in candy, I think. So I just wanted to mention that. The other thing, you want to make sure you clean off your little spoon rest and your spoon, because once we start beating it, we want to start out with a clean spoon in case there might be any sugar crystals on the other spoon you used to stir with. Alright, so it's been about it's been about 8 minutes since I put that candy down in the sink, and what I do is just put a little meat thermometer in it. Just stick it in so the meat thermometer is sort of in the middle of the pot, and wait till it gets down to the right temperature, which would maybe be 120 degrees, would probably be about what would feel like lukewarm on the bottom of the pot. So when we get to that stage, we'll be back. I wanted to show y'all what it looks like in the sink. You see, I've got my little meat thermometer in there, so we're down to, let's see, 170 degrees. And of course the water still feels cool to me right here. So that's what it looks like. Now I want y'all to look close, and you can see those are milk solids that have cooked in there. But once we start beating it, all that's going to come together. So this right, let's see if I can find it, right there is milk solids, and of course this is the butter. The reason you can see them so well is because the oil from the butter is over in there. Anyway, you also want to butter, let me just show you that. You want to butter, this is a 9.5 by 6.5 Pyrex dish, but it actually at the bottom measures about 9 by 6. So you want to put it in a little square pan or a little square plate, and we want the pieces to be about that thick. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, the candy has gotten down to 120 degrees, so I'm going to take that little meat thermometer out, and we're going to go ahead and put in the vanilla extract. So we're going to put in 1 teaspoon. Put that right in on top of that melted butter, and we're going to go ahead and dump the nuts in too. And then we're going to start beating. Now I'm going to move my bowl over here, because once this loses its shininess, then it's going to be ready to dump into the candy dish, or the dish that we're going to let it get hard in. Alright. So you want to get all that butter incorporated. Alright, so I'm going to be beating this for a little while, and we'll be back. That's what it looks like. Alright, this has not taken very long, and it's getting really, really thick. So I'm going to go ahead and dump it into the pan because I'm afraid if I wait any longer, it might get hard in the pot. All right, so we're going to dump this in now. It's already started getting hard a little bit on the bottom of the pot. Let's see if I can get all that out. Now it's still warm. Spread it out in there a little bit. Now see, when I stir it, it turns real dull looking. See, I want to get it into the pan so it doesn't get hard in the pot. Still got a little bit more in here. All right, we're going to wait till this gets hard to cut it, and we'll be back. Oh, y'all couldn't see. There's what it looks like. All right, when it gets hard and we're able to cut it, we'll be back. We're going to have to go ahead and I'm going to have to fix our supper, I guess, and so we'll be back a little bit later. Okay, the fudge is all ready, and I sliced it up into slices. Now I did have a little trouble getting it out of the pan, so here's a little tip. Let me back up a little bit. Wait, there. Just wet a dishcloth and put it in the microwave and heat it up, and then spread it out and sit the bowl down on top of it, and it'll come up much easier that way. Yeah, I got all involved in cooking other stuff and forgot about the fudge. It's a lot easier to cut if you do it just after it sets. All right, anyway, there it is, all made from scratch. All right, we will see y'all next time.